Hey, welcome to the Dripping Stone Podcast, podcast for two friends. Raise a glass and have a conversation. I'm Nick.
I'm Kyle.
Hey, Kyle, we sound a little different this week. I don't know if you noticed.
Yeah, I don't know that I ever notice. Audio quality doesn't ever trigger me.
I think you might notice just a little bit of difference on this one.
Subtlety.
A little difference. And the reason being is because we are out here camping again.
We're doing it again, man.
And listen, this past year, we invested in some new equipment, some mobile equipment.
Indeed.
And we were really excited because that's how, honestly, we did all the travel episodes.
Totally.
We did all the brewery episodes.
A lot of good traveling.
And you and I, a couple weeks ago, were like, hey, let's go camping again right after Christmas.
Yeah, and we're doing it.
We're
out in it.
And I was like, listen.
Into the thick of it.
Listen, Kyle, there are coyotes all over the place right now.
I know, man. They're yelping. Like, they feel like they're just breathing down my neck.
Oh, that's me.
Oh.
Sorry, let me scoot back a little bit.
You are a little furry.
Correct. Correct. So anyway, all of that to say, I packed all of our recording equipment up. We get out here like having a good time.
Absolutely.
We
setting it up.
I know. We grilled some bratwurst. We grilled some peppers and onions.
Fantastic.
Put them on a couple buns.
Yep.
Delicious. We're getting, set up to record, pull everything out.
Ready to go.
And I forget the mics.
Crucial bit of equipment.
Correct. So what we're doing now is we're recording the best way we know how at this point.
Same way we did last time we were camping.
Right. But this time we know how that equipment works.
Right. A little bit better. Should be a little bit more successful.
Yeah. So, here we are.
Here we are.
And we're making do with what we can do.
Yeah.
Hey, this is our New Year's episode.
Happy New Year's.
Happy New Year's to you. Well,
when does this come out?
Before New Year's.
Oh, okay.
Well, Happy New Year's.
It's last year's.
Yeah. It's what?
Late years. Old years.
Right.
It's at the end of the year.
I got it.
Old year. Happy old year.
Thank you.
But
New Year's on the horizon.
Yeah.
Good
time to review.
Correct. Last week was our Christmas episode. So
you have a good Christmas?
I did. It was really good. Carol and I went up to see my sister. We hung out in Asheville with her and her boyfriend Cody. It was a lot of fun.
North Carolina.
North Carolina, yeah. Got to sample some really good beers and eat some really good food. We went skiing. It was a good time.
You hit up some major breweries.
Did hit up some major breweries. Went to Wicked Weed, went to New Belgium, Sierra Nevada, went to a bunch of local breweries, and I'm excited that hopefully we can get some local brews from Asheville sent to us.
Man.
Listen, Kyle. There are stickers all over the great city of Asheville.
I do not doubt that at all.
So
I wanted to do that in New York. Every single place I looked to put a sticker, either there's 5 billion stickers, right, and it's like, that's just going to be white noise, or it's like, I feel weird putting this right here where everybody's like, somebody's going to call me out.
Yeah. Well, that's you walk up to Le Bernardin, which is, a 3 Michelin star restaurant, and you put it right in the middle of their door.
Yeah, right in their big window.
Correct.
No worries, guys. This'll be here forever. So,
right.
Somebody's not going to immediately take this down as soon as I walk away.
Right. Somebody's going to walk out with a razor blade.
Yes, sir.
Where were you then?
So we went to New York.
Oh,
we went to the Big Apple.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Did you have a good time?
Yeah, we did. We got up there. A lot of things got kind of rescheduled, shall we say, because of everything that's going on. Still had a great time. Like, you can't beat walking around that city and just experiencing the things that you can see there.
Yeah, and pretty much only there.
Yeah.
New York City, especially for those who have never been to New York City, is such a, you can only see this stuff here.
Right.
And it's really cool because of that. How is it at Christmas?
Like that, the past 2 times that we've gone the week before Christmas.
Right.
So, you go see the tree, you go see the lights, you go see the windows, you go to see all the classic holiday stuff.
Sure.
And they certainly don't disappoint there. Like, they know how to do that stuff and do it well.
Very cool.
But yeah, had a great time.
All right, Kyle. So I figured for our New Year's episode, we're going to do a brand new bottle, as we, pretty much always do.
Yeah, for sure.
This is a Kentucky straight corn whiskey.
Straight corn?
Straight corn. This is a mash bill of 100% corn.
Oh, man. I think I know this.
This is none other than the yellow bottle.
The infamous
Mellow corn.
Mellow corn.
So this is a product distilled and bottled by the Heaven Hill Distilleries Incorporated.
Hey, they make good stuff.
They do make good stuff. This comes in at a whopping 100 proof because it is a bottled in bond.
Fantastic, dude.
I'm going to pop the cork.
Where'd you get this?
I got it at a Wine Totally.
Nah, totally.
I know.
Sweet.
Yeah, I think it was like $17.
Yeah, I don't think it's much at all.
No, honestly though, it's been on both of our lists to try
Yes.
for quite some time.
Indeed.
I'm going to pop the cork.
Huh.
It's a twisty.
Oh, gotcha.
It's a twisty.
It's a twisty.
Yeah.
And a plastic twisty, too.
A plastic twisty.
Not even a metal twisty.
No. And unfortunately, Kyle, we don't have our requisite Glencairns.
Yeah, and, out here in the woods, it's hard to find those.
And microphones.
And microphones.
So here we go, into a plastic cup. Ready?
There we go. Delightful.
I have no idea how much is in that cup.
It's full.
It's not that.
To the rim.
Wow, I think I poured a lot.
There's a lot going. I'm getting bourbon, but man, it is subtle. Just at 100%, it's just.
You know what? I get a lot of sweet.
Yeah, I can even get the proof.
Sure.
It's finding its way through, but aromas in general are just not coming through super strong.
No, I do get a little that quintessential bourbon nose and a really nice sweetness.
It's caramel corn.
Yeah, you know what? That's perfect. That's exactly that. So close. Wow.
Woo.
Like caramel corn at the fair.
Yeah,
walked up-
fresh.
Right.
Yeah, that smells good.
Really does.
Yeah.
I'm actually I'm pleasantly surprised by that nose.
Yeah. I mean, there's nothing not to like about the nose.
No.
There's no oak, no anything like that, no leather. It's just sweet corn,
I mean, because it's a bib, it's got to be what? Is it 4 years or 2
Yeah,
years?
it's got to be 4 years.
Yeah. So, I mean, and it's hard to see it in our plastic cups here, but in the bottle, it's got some nice color on it.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it dark.
No.
It's lighter on the bourbon scale. Still, definitely got some color. I mean, it looks like caramel.
It does. All right. Going in.
Going in. Yeah, it's like candy.
Wow. Ooh. That proof.
It grabs you.
A little bit of plastic cup in there. That proof is nice.
We've said it multiple times. That bib proof
Sure.
is right where we like it.
Ooh.
Right around 100.
Yep.
A little north, a little south, just right around it.
Normally I'm really adverse to sweet.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of like the sweet in this.
It is candy sweet.
It is really, really candy.
It is sweet, for sure. It is like a dessert bourbon.
I was going to say that. This would not, to me, be a daily sipper, but this would be I want a dessert. I don't want scotch, but I want just a sweet bourbon.
It's like a Sunday afternoon.
Yeah.
Sit on the porch.
Sure.
Substitute your sweet tea for a little mellow corn.
That's what my grandma always said.
Probably what she had.
Probably. Honestly, this is, I think, also a pretty old brand.
Yeah, I think so too.
Corn brand.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like it came from 1970. I feel like mellow corn has always looked that way to me.
There's a copyright on the label here, and the copyright says 1945.
There you go.
So I'm assuming that is
Keeping it mellow since 1945.
and corny.
But now, interestingly enough, though, you sip this, would you think, mellow?
No.
Mellow is like the last word I would use for this.
Correct.
It does have spiky flavors.
It really does.
They're all in that dessert, sweet candy arena, but it's definitely not mellow.
Yeah.
I mean, which I guess, neither is mellow yellow.
They call me that. You don't want to sing?
They call me mellow yellow. That's all I got.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's all I was looking for.
Okay.
I asked, do you want to sing?
That was on the lighter side of my singing. Usually I'm much more willing to dive right in. That was very mellow,
and it wasn't pushing any boundaries.
Sure, starting to get some cherry poke through, cherry flavor, like fake cherry.
Yeah,
like
the cherry and cherry
sucrete,
like real Batussin cherry. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know what? I think this would be pretty good and in an old fashioned because you don't have to sweeten it. The proof is.
Oh,
there.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Literally just taking this and a little bitters and some ice.
Essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe a muddled something.
Maybe.
Definitely no sugar.
No sugar. Put your cherry in there. That's fine.
Just smash a cherry and put it in here. It's an old fashioned.
What are you drinking? Double old fashioned.
It's an old fashioned.
What I mean is a double pour.
Yeah. I think it's just straight mellow corn.
Double pour mellow corn.
Double pour mellow corn.
That's what I want.
Poetry right there.
Okay.
This honestly, this is like an experience bourbon. You need to have the experience of having mellow corn.
I agree. Honestly, for sure.
It doesn't remind me of anything.
No, it really doesn't.
There's nothing that's popping oh yeah, this tastes similar to that. I can't think of anything that has this kind of straightforward, sweet. Nothing else really jumps out. It's just sweet and proof.
Both of these things I actually kind of like.
I'm kind of behind them.
Yeah. I mean, I like it. I'm going to enjoy this bottle.
Yeah, totally.
But I don't
If I ever come across it again, I don't know if I'll fork up the money for it.
For sure. All right, now that we've got a good drink, what you want to talk about?
What do you want to talk about?
How about this whole year?
Yeah, let's talk about 2021. Yeah.
I'm still stuck in 2020.
Yeah, I know.
All right.
Most of us are.
Most of us are. I don't know if that's the year I want to be stuck in now.
No, thank you.
All right, well, let's get into it.
All right.
Yeah, so this episode releases just before New Year's.
Okay.
And as we do, this is our third New Year's episode, Kyle.
Crazy.
I know that, that people are hanging out with us, and that's honestly what we're here for.
Totally. Yeah, absolutely.
As per our usual, I feel like we need to kind of just review the year.
Okay.
Like we did last year and the year before, we're not really big on, resolutions, but I think it's just fun to kind of...
But we are very big on reflection.
Absolutely. Yeah. Big reflectors.
Yeah.
A lot of mirrors.
Indeed.
Yeah. So I want to reflect on this year a little bit, kind of what we've learned, what we've experienced this year, drinks we've had, conversations we've had.
A lot of good drinks.
And then maybe talk a little bit about our goals for the future. And
yeah, where are we headed?
Sure. Where are we headed? Before we do that, though, Kyle, we have something extremely special.
Yeah?
Yeah. Friend of the show, Brandon, heard the cry of the needy.
Oh, yeah?
And he donated 5 pints through our Buy Me a Coffee page.
Holy crap. That's freaking fantastic.
It is really cool. Yeah, Brandon said, love what you guys are doing. Here, 5 pints on me. So we can keep the lights on a little bit longer.
Damn. That's fantastic, man.
Listen, Kyle, when it starts getting a little chilly in the studio back at home, 65 degrees, then we can turn on the heat.
A couple extra cold briquettes.
Briquettes? Is that how you say briquette?
Briquettes.
Is that how they say briquette in Alabama? Briquettes?
I think we just call them lumps of coal. Briquettes actually going fancy.
That's way too fancy for me.
Sorry.
Anyway, so thanks, Brandon, for donating a couple pints through our Buy Me a Coffee page. It really means a lot to us that we have friends like you that help support the show.
Indeed, man.
And, side note, Kyle, if anyone else wants to be like Brandon, which who doesn't?
Yeah. Highly encouraged.
I absolutely encourage it. Yeah. You can be like Brandon and donate 5 pints, 17 pints,
sure,
1 pint.
Absolutely.
Through our Buy Me a Coffee page. It's buymeacoffee.com/drepandstone.
Always appreciative.
Yeah. We can buy more. What did you say? Briquettes?
Briquettes. Yeah. Lots of briquettes.
All right. Let's start. So give you a quick rundown this year. For this year, you and I have sampled 11 bourbons.
Oh.
We've sampled 3 ryes, 2 tequilas.
Nice.
2 Irish whiskeys.
Okay.
8 scotches.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. You ready for this?
Yeah.
86 beers.
Holy shit.
And 10 ciders.
That's amazing.
That's the year. That's the rundown for the year. Okay?
Oh, man. I didn't even think of that.
I know.
That's crazy.
Okay. Here's a comparison from last year.
Yeah.
Okay. Last year, we sampled 23 beers.
23 beers.
23 beers, as opposed to 86
beers.
Last year, 2020, we sampled 25 bourbons.
Woo, that's good. A little bit more balance.
I agree. Last year, we sampled 4 scotches.
Okay, yeah.
This year, we got up to 8.
Yep,
yeah.
Nice uptick.
Last year, we sampled 2 ryes.
Yep.
This year, like I said, we got 3.
All right, well.
Yeah, well, and I will say that's kind of surprising knowing how much we both like rye.
I know, that is kind of surprising.
Last year, we sampled 2 cognacs. No cognac this year.
No cognac.
Yep.
2 cognacs?
2 cognacs.
No kidding.
I think
No,
so.
we did the Courvoisier. What other cognac did we try?
Maybe I got that wrong. Anyway, and we also sampled 1 Irish whiskey, the Connemara.
And an fucking Connemara.
Right.
So damn good.
It is. So we've grown in some way.
Yeah, we've added a little balance.
Well, sort of. We really tipped the scales with the beers this year.
Yeah, we went overboard. But I don't know if we went overboard.
No.
We just went heavy into the beer.
Heavy into the beers, yeah. A lot of that comes, though, if we're being totally honest, from our summer brewery tour, where we had 14,000 beers at each.
Totally. I mean, within about a month there, we did, half of those. I bet. I'm sure.
Easy, yeah, for sure. And then our Oktoberfest and our pumpkin beer episode added like 8 and 6 beers or something. I don't know. Yeah. Something crazy. A lot. Right.
14 beers in 2 episodes.
Right. So let's talk about our favorites from this year.
Okay.
Let's go by category of drink. Okay.
Okay.
So let's go with bourbon first. Let's talk about our best pick for this year in bourbon and the one that we don't probably need to do that one again.
Okay.
Okay.
Fair enough.
of the 11 bourbons that we did, what was your best bourbon? What's your pick for best bourbon?
My best bourbon out of the list of what we have for this year, I'm going to go with Old Tub, man.
Really?
Yeah, that was like
Wow.
the surprise of the year, I think, for me. Like,
Yeah.
I fell in love with that bourbon, and I now have 3 bottles at home. Because, like, every time I'd see it, I'd be like, ooh, let me get it.
Right.
And now I see it everywhere. So, like, that was
Sure.
probably not necessary.
It's funny, like I bought that bottle. I exchanged a bottle of bourbon with a friend from the show.
Right.
I bought him that bottle way back when, like end of the summer, when we were both like
Raving about it, yeah.
raving about it. And when we had that bottle, and I knew that it was theoretically supposed to be hard to find.
Right.
So I bought that bottle. It wasn't pricey, but it's higher than it was or that it is now.
Currently,
And now you can find it everywhere, down here anyway.
Yeah.
You're on the high end if you're spending $25.
Right.
Because
For
I've
sure.
seen it for like 18.
Yeah.
And it is a damn good bottle.
For that price,
Yeah,
for sure.
For sure.
Yeah, that one for me was just like the surprise, I think, of the year.
Okay.
It was a bottle that I'd heard some good things about, found it, and it's honestly kind of become my daily drinker at this point. Like,
Yeah.
because I do have several bottles of it, so like it doesn't hurt to go get a pour of that.
Are you saying it's edged out like 101?
I've definitely had more Old Tub than I've had of anything this year. Like, I've finished 2 bottles since the summer. So I mean, it's definitely become my daily pour because I don't mind hitting it, and it's good.
It's good.
It's really good.
It is a really good bottle.
So yeah,
For me, my best bourbon of the year, it's really a super toss-up.
okay,
It's between Old Granddad 114
Yep.
and the High West Campfire.
interesting.
Okay? Here's the thing.
Okay,
High West Campfire,
Yeah. Not really a
technically
bourbon.
not a bourbon.
Right.
Because it's a mix of bourbon and some scotch.
right.
So because of that, I'm going to say my best bourbon of this year,
Yep.
it's got to be Old Granddad 114.
Yeah.
It is so good.
Yeah.
It is solid. It's a great pour. I love the way the bottle looks, that really big ass cork.
Yep.
I love everything about it. I will say, and I actually was just having a conversation with someone this week.
Mhm.
Since we recorded that episode in our area,
Yeah.
that's a hard bottle to find.
Yeah, I haven't seen one honestly in a long time.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know when the last time I saw a bottle was.
When I was in Asheville, I went to 2 different liquor stores and they all had like 10 of them on the shelf. I'm like,
Really?
I'm gonna buy all these.
Yeah.
I didn't because I didn't check a bag,
Right.
but you can definitely find it elsewhere. But I haven't seen it a whole lot around here.
Yeah, I know. Like, next time I find it, I'm probably gonna buy 3.
Yes, because it is a
It's-
good bottle.
Yeah, I agree. Like that one honestly probably is like hands down the best bourbon because I feel like that one's probably in like my top 5
Yeah.
bourbons.
Easy.
So that probably is the best bourbon. I just think Old Tub was more of a surprise because I'd had Old Granddad
Yeah.
before and knew it was good. But
Okay.
yeah, I don't disagree
Well,
with you though.
I think I even think of some of the great bourbons we had this year. Weller Antique 107.
Yep.
The Detling Cast Strength 50 month.
Yep.
EC 18. Like,
Yeah,
I love those bottles.
yeah, for
But
sure.
there's something about the 114, the Old Granddad 114 that just, man, it's such a good pour. It's a great price point at about 30, 35.
Is Old Granddad Beam?
Yeah.
So that's pretty funny too because we don't necessarily ever really consider ourselves to be like Beam front runners,
Beamers.
but apparently we are.
Apparently we are. Okay. Of the bourbons that we've had this year, and to be fair, I guess I threw some whiskeys in there.
Right.
What was your worst bourbon of this year?
All right. So what are you looking at as your criteria for this?
Okay, so for the quote unquote worst, I'm thinking about maybe the most disappointing or the one that like you never need to pour that ever again.
All right. I got mine.
I got mine on 3,
Okay.
1.
It's not going to be the same.
Really?
I don't think so.
2, 3.
Silo.
For
Yeah.
sure.
That was some nasty mess. Man, and that was so sad too, because like we were so hyped about going to Vermont and we're gonna have this Vermont maple whiskey.
Right.
Whew, nasty.
And you know, again, to be fair, James gifted that bottle to us,
Yep.
and he told me going into it,
Don't
Good
think
luck.
you're gonna like it, but here it is.
sure. And it was a fun experience.
Sure.
I don't ever
Was it?
I don't ever need to do it again.
Yeah, it was tough, man.
Yeah.
Like just I don't know, old stale pancakes and maple syrup in a bottle
I agree.
in liquid form.
Okay, because these 3 we don't have a whole lot of them.
Mhm.
Let's just do a rundown real quick. We had 3 ryes: the Rare Breed Rye, the EC Rye, and the Wild Turkey 101. Of those 3, Which was your favorite?
Bar none. Rare breed.
Rare breed, for sure.
Easy.
Rare breed rye, easy. Which was the maybe most disappointing?
Honestly, like going back and like I actually listened to that rye episode not that long ago, the blind tasting that we did. And the Elijah Craig was just kind of not much going on to it.
I agree. Actually, I had
have a lot of rye in it.
I agree. I had a pour of that a couple nights ago. It's fine.
Yeah, I think in and of itself, on its own, it's okay.
Yeah, it's not bad.
But like, man, I remember when we put it in the blind, like it was both of ours like bottom.
Yeah,
like easy bottom.
For the tequila, we had the Terramana small batch reposado and the El Padrino Anejo.
Yep. I would say that would be like part of like our most surprising was like how good that Terramana was.
Oh yeah.
Like I've been wanting to get more into tequila.
For sure.
Definitely after having done those episodes, but just like some of the, internet searching that I've been doing recently. So I definitely want us to do some more of that. But I remember, putting those two together and realizing like how good, how much of a difference there was from one to the other.
Well, both of those bottles were donated by listeners of the show.
Indeed.
And that's because we talked about wanting to branch out into tequila and try more tequilas.
Help us make it happen.
And for whatever reason, like we did both of those. We were interested in both. And we just haven't had more tequila. I want to. I agree. I want to.
Yeah.
So the two Irish we did this year was the Writer's Tears and the Redbreast Cast Strength. And
that's unfair.
Yeah, that it truly is. The Redbreast Cast Strength, man.
I mean, that's one of my, that's going to be up there for like top drink of the year for me.
So good.
That was fantastic.
Well, and I love that. We'll talk about episodes here in a minute. I love that episode too. We talked about Kino's travel log. In fact, like we reached out to him, he reached back. Yeah. So super cool.
Yeah, incredible that like, we made a connection there. Yeah, that was cool.
Sure, for sure. Okay, Scotches. So this year, Kyle, we had the pleasure of sampling 8 Scotches.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
I think it is pretty cool.
Man, I already know the winner here.
Oh, you do? So of the 8 Scotches that we've sampled this year, what is your must-have, another pour of it, best Scotch?
Hands down. I'm taking a pour of that damn Lagavulin, man. Nick Offerman.
Yeah, that was good.
I had some of that last night, man.
That was that was last week's episode.
I know. That stuff is great.
It is great.
Looking at the list of, I love Ardbeg. I want another bottle. I finished off my Ardbeg bottle a few weeks ago.
Sure.
Just as far as like just all around deliciousness, out of that list, I'll take the Offerman for sure.
So I really like the Wee Beastie. That bottle was one that we did like right at the beginning of this year.
For sure.
And I hadn't really touched it until, I don't know, sometime early December. And I've almost finished that bottle.
Oh, yeah.
It is delicious.
Right.
But I think I'm also going to go with the Lagavulin 11 year.
Yeah.
It is so damn good.
It's just all around well balanced and just everything you want in a nice peaty Scotch. Yeah. It's got everything.
Honestly, that's a bottle that I'm gonna be sad when it goes.
Yeah, no joke.
Yeah, because
I wasn't as like disappointed when the Offerman from last year was gone. It's like that was good, but it's gone. This one's gonna be a tough one for sure.
It's gonna be a tough one, especially because it's pretty difficult to find.
It's hard to find, and I mean it goes for way more than what we paid for it.
Oh yeah,
and just to know too that like this version of it we'll never get again.
Yeah,
that's just what it is.
For sure. And unless it becomes like an all the time thing, which it very well could.
Well, it very well could, but like just with all things, like the next time they do it, it's going to be a little different in some way, and it may not just be as well put together as this one is.
Yeah. So I'm looking at our list of Scotch this year, and I'm having trouble finding one that's like disappointing. But as much as it almost pains me to say this, I think the Highland Park Cast Strength. And the reason being, not that I still think it's a great pour. I really do.
Right.
But we talked about it being kind of unfinished. We talked about it like there's some elements of this that like it might feel a little rushed.
Just a little more, yeah.
Right. And to me, like that slightly disappointing to me.
Right. Interesting.
Yeah. What about you?
Think I would go with the Peat Monster.
Oh, that's a good one too.
Just because like I feel like I had an expectation of it being one thing.
Right.
And I feel like I remember thinking like, really? This is the Peat Monster?
Right.
And it being just kind of like, it just tastes like a peated Scotch. Like, I didn't feel like it really was that overwhelming in any way. And so I feel like that one, I would kind of be like, I was a little disappointed in that.
So for me, the surprising Scotch of the year is also the Highland Park Cast Strength.
Okay.
And the reason, like, everything that, like, I just said makes it kind of disappointing, that is surprising to me because I know how good Highland Park is.
Sure.
And I love the proof of that. And the proof is what is surprising to me. But I'm also kind of surprised in, like, this really large Scotch whiskey maker,
Right.
felt like you rushed something here.
Yeah.
And that to me is kind of surprising.
Yeah. Surprising Scotch. I might go back just to the Lagavulin again, just because like we'd had the Offerman before, and I think before it was an 8-year.
I think so. I think it was 8-year. Yeah.
Maybe a little younger than this one was. And I think the proof on it was a little lower too. And I feel like, like we definitely wanted that one. We had high expectations for it. Mm-hmm. And I think it even beat out those expectations. And I think that's surprising.
Like hands down, handedly beat those expectations.
Yeah.
For sure. All right. You want to move on to cider?
Mm.
Last year, we talked about our goals being that we wanted to branch out into new things.
Yep.
2020, we pretty much did, bourbons and beers.
Yep.
A couple scotches, a couple cognacs, a couple rye, so on and so forth. So we branched out in terms of adding ciders.
Yep.
We went up to Stowe, Vermont, and Burlington on a trip, and we added ciders to our repertoire.
We did it.
I think that's a new area that we can, just like with the tequilas, we can explore further too.
For sure.
I relegated ciders to someone who, you just don't like beers and you like sweet things.
Right.
But that trip opened my eyes to like ciders are totally more than that.
Yeah, totally. To me, before we kind of did that, it was like ciders are Angry Orchard.
Correct.
It's just that kind of like, boozy apple juice is what I kind of attributed ciders as. So to see like the variety and the range that you can get was really interesting. And yeah, I totally agree. Like it's something like we can definitely build on.
For sure. For me, I think my best cider of this year, going to have to go to the Dirty Mayor from Citizen Cider.
Yeah.
That really ginger forward, slightly dry, just, man, that stuff is so good.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree. The Dirty Mayor, definitely my wife's favorite. I think it's my wife's favorite drink ever.
Right.
That is a solid cider for sure. I think I would go Tips Up.
Tips Up.
From Stowe Cider. That was a cool place. Yeah. Loved the vibe that they had going on there.
A lot of fun hanging out.
You can't beat Stowe in general anyway.
Right.
Like that is just a slice of heaven on earth.
Sure.
But that brewery was super cool. The
cider,
vibe,
the
cidery, pressery was such a cool place. They were super awesome.
Shout out to Ryan and all our friends at Stowe.
Yeah, totally. They reached out and that Tips Up was fantastic.
That was such a good, like they were super accommodating. Like that was such a good experience, man.
Totally.
Yeah, I really like that. I'd say for me, like the most surprising thing is how much I actually really love ciders.
Yeah, totally.
Like I said, I just kind of relegated to someone who doesn't like beer.
My wife's been drinking ciders for a long time, and the experience that I've had from them it's kind of like adjacent to wine. In a strange way. So it's always kind of, that's just kind of been my experience with it. But to see the variety again was, super surprising.
Yeah, man. And it was such a good trip. It was such a good experience.
Oh, yeah.
Man,
that helped make it for sure.
Oh, for sure. All right. So let's move on to our final category.
Damn.
86 beers.
Okay.
All right. Can you pick your best beer of the year?
Oh, man. Like just in general thinking off the top of my head, what stands out in the beer category, I remember specifically Grove Roots.
Oh, okay.
Again, the vibe of that place, the aesthetic of that place was a lot of fun. And I remember Toast. I really liked that place. I liked that brewery. I feel like I liked everything they had that day.
Yeah.
It was like hard picking, but I remember that Toast like sticking out as I would have all of that I could take.
Give me more of the Toast.
Yes.
Yeah, that's such a good beer. You're right. Good brewery, good beer, good friends there.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I really like it. Shout out to Joe and all the friends at Grove Roots. Thanks for making us feel like super at home when we were there.
Yeah. I feel like rock stars over there.
We did feel like rock stars. So for me, I'm going to say my favorite beer of last year is probably going to be Thin Man's Sci-Fi Hamster Wheel. You remember that? That was a pretty early one.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah, that was pretty early.
But I don't remember it at all.
Yeah, it was actually one of our first beer episodes of the year, episode 72. We did 2 Thin Man beers, and I really liked that Sci-Fi Hamster Wheel.
Was it a lager? Was it
an IPA?
IPA?
It was an IPA. And
I do remember and I remember their can art was phenomenal
cool.
too.
Yeah.
That's cool. I will say that out of the things that we've had, I've totally went and bought some of the. I told you I had some of the Goffel Kolsch.
Oh, Goffel Kolsch, yeah, from the Epcot episode, for sure.
Love that stuff.
So you got a beer that you just don't like, you didn't like from this list?
Worst beer is definitely gonna be that dill pickle nose, man.
Yeah.
That was unpalatable.
For sure.
It's terrible.
Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
That beer was disgusting.
Yeah, it was nasty.
That's the only way.
That was the asparagus one?
Yeah, it just tasted. It smelled like asparagus. Tasted like asparagus.
Can of asparagus water. Unfortunate.
Yeah. What? Any of these beers surprised you this year?
I'm not gonna say that anything surprised me. I think what surprised me over the course of this year is how my beer journey changed.
What do you mean?
Going into this year, I was very much, I only want to drink IPAs.
Sure.
I was IPA forward, juicy, hazy, whatever you got. Let me try your IPA. Now exiting this year, that's probably the thing that I lean for the least at this point in time.
That's really
I'm
cool.
way more into like trying just like, give me your basic lager just to kind of, because if you can do that well, then maybe I'm more interested to see what else you can do.
100%.
Yeah. Kolsch's, this is the year of the Kolsch for me. The one at Ellipsis was amazing. And that really like opened my eyes. So like, I think that's been by far the most surprising thing for me this year, just in beer.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree with you. Like, we've had a lot of really good beers this year. And I think that for me, I recognized I was kind of getting burned out on IPAs like you. And I agree 100%. If you have a brewery that can nail a straight up just, light lager, or they can nail a Kolsch, like, you've got a good brewery on your hands.
Yeah, totally.
And I think that's what's most surprising to me is that I've also gravitated towards those kinds of beers. But with that being said, our most recent episode, or one of our most recent episodes with the Guilty Pleasures, I thought those were really surprising.
Yeah, no joke.
Because of my thoughts of Wicked Weed.
Right.
And what that brewery is and has been. And there was some out of that 4-pack that I didn't like.
Sure.
But that brownie was amazing. And when you can get a stout that's slightly sweet, but also hoppy.
Yeah.
And just.
That you think is delicious.
Right.
Good
awesome.
On. Yeah.
So
this doesn't make you feel like bleh when you finished it.
Exactly. And the fact that they're pretty high proof too.
Yeah.
Pretty high.
Yeah. Totally.
So that's so interesting to me and surprising.
Yeah. Good point. That whole episode was a surprise.
It really was.
I was expecting that to be just a nasty, you got to grit your teeth and get through it episode. But they were actually pretty dang delicious.
Okay. So now that we've done a little bit of reflection, let's do a little bit of looking ahead.
Okay.
What are your goals for Drep and Stone for this coming year?
One, just to keep on keeping on.
I like it.
We're definitely rolling.
For sure.
We've got a good system going, and, I think we do it well.
Yeah.
I think I would like to possibly, I really enjoyed the episode that we did on James Bond.
Yeah, that was
where
fun.
we picked out a cocktail, bought the ingredients for that cocktail, and put that thing together and sampled it.
Yeah.
I think I would like to do some more of that. Definitely keep the breweries going. Definitely keep the traveling going.
Yep.
Yeah, it's hard to say specifically. I definitely think tequila. I would like to get more into that. We always say with the journey that we're going on, it's the stuff that you don't really kind of expect, and it's to kind of keep those things kind of happening also.
Yeah, for sure.
Embracing the change.
I think for me, I'm really interested in trying some sipping rums for next year, because sipping rums are a thing, sipping tequilas are a thing,
totally.
Sipping rums are a thing. Yeah. So I want to try some of that, but I like the idea of more cocktails, because those are taking some of the drinks that we love and then expanding them. I mean, that episode that we did at Revival where we got a couple different drinks.
Totally.
The episode that we did with my sister Tanya this year, where she made us a couple different drinks.
Absolutely.
The salty dog and the Negroni. Those are so fun, and it's that kind of right mix of drinks and science, and blending the two together.
Totally, a little alchemy,
little bit of alchemy, for sure.
Absolutely,
I'm really looking forward to that. And like you said, also trying some more tequilas, and I want to figure out what the world of sipping rums is like.
Sure, totally.
Yeah.
I mean, to look back to see where we were at a year ago, where I feel like we had just kind of got into our groove,
right,
and then all the things that we've changed since then is pretty remarkable.
Yeah.
I mean, we've added in the brewery tour, we've added in TikTok,
Yeah.
taking videos, trying to get more
Engagement. And just, up all that. Yeah, for sure.
We freaking went to Vermont
Yeah.
and did some episodes. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's so cool. And the reason why we do it is all of you guys. Ultimately, like, would Kyle and I hang out and drink together? Yep, we would. That is true.
Yes.
But we do it because we want to hang out with you. And I think for me, that's probably my biggest takeaway of this year is not just like, look what we've accomplished, but look what we've accomplished together,
Right.
for everybody. And we get such good feedback from everybody. We love hanging out with everybody, and that's what makes all of this worthwhile. And I'm really excited to see what next year brings for us.
Agreed.
Yeah. All right, Kyle. Now that we've reflected a little bit on the drinks for this year,
Right.
now that we've done a little bit of looking ahead for our goals for next year,
Okay.
I want to talk about our favorite episodes from this year.
Okay. Favorite episodes.
Yep. Can you narrow it down to one, or do you need two?
That's pretty easy for me.
Yeah?
Like, I would say that my favorite episode is probably, one of two. It'd be the 2 episodes that we did in Vermont.
Okay.
Just in terms of, like, I can go back and listen to those, and, like, it's so cool how an audio, just like looking at a picture, can immediately take you right back to a place. And so, like, I can remember sitting at Zero Gravity. I can remember sitting at Citizen Cider. I can remember sitting at Stowe Cider with you. Having those drinks, having the conversations, our wives laughing at us, my kids laughing at us,
Everybody
the people
else
around
walking
us,
by,
the
right?
waitress laughing at us. It was just a freaking fun time and such a beautiful place and such a cool trip. Those 2 episodes are going to stick out for a long time.
Yeah, for sure. Can I pull a not fair one?
Sure.
Can I say the summer brewery tour episodes?
Yeah, totally. Cool.
I really loved the brewery tasting episodes.
Yeah.
Like, as much as I love us talking about philosophy and some of like the really deep things we discussed this year,
Right.
I really love the brewery episodes.
Yep, that was fun.
Because, we're getting out of our element. We're going to hang out with new people. We're going to talk to new people. And there's not one that sticks out over all of them to me necessarily. I just really love those episodes.
Yeah.
They're, they tend to be a little bit shorter just because, we're trying beers and we're talking about the beers. But I love those going to new places. And I think that's so fun.
Yeah, that just being like a new curveball and kind of like the things that we were doing was super refreshing and like a new challenge and, crap ton of fun.
Yeah. So much fun.
Totally.
Yeah. Although I really love the Giacchino episode.
Yeah, I know. I do too. Like
Like,
that
I
one
really
definitely
do.
like just because that album.
Yeah. I really like.
It's so hard,
okay.
man.
I might have to I'm going to add an addendum for
Honorable mention.
For honorable mention, sure. It's going to be the Giacchino episode.
Yeah.
The Red Breast Cast Strength and the Michael Giacchino's Travelogue.
Yeah, totally. Like as far as like combining a conversation and a drink,
Yeah.
like that one is like an absolute chill fest.
I'll tell you why too. It's the first time that like we've done, TV shows, we've done movies, but this is the first time we did an album together.
Yeah.
Like-
Such a weird experimental type album.
Exactly. And to like take something that you listen to and you're like, dude, you got to listen to this now. So then I did, and I was like, holy crap.
Right.
I love that episode. I love that album. I love
Drink.
The drink was great. Sure.
And then the freaking creator
yeah.
got back to us
So damn
and was like, yeah, no, I love Red Breast too.
yeah, that's so
Nuts.
Cool. I love you guys for loving me. Like, it's so cool.
nuts.
That Mutual Admiration Society, us and Michael Giacchino.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
That was episode 82, if you didn't remember.
I know I did.
Yeah, I know. I was just,
It was right
well,
there.
just in case.
Right on the tip of my tongue.
Hey, man, you got anything else?
No, I don't. I mean, I probably need a little bit more mellow corn,
Well, I can give you some more.
but no, I think I'm.
About 6 pints in that glass.
Thank you.
We'd love to hear from you guys what your favorite episode was from this year.
Totally. What sticks out? What do you remember? Have you had any of the drinks that we've had because you heard them on here? Like, let us know.
Yeah, let us know. And let us also know where you guys hang, stashing all the 114. Because that
Seriously.
overhead dad is hard to
As
find.
soon as we bring it up,
Yeah, everybody goes by it.
gone.
Doesn't make sense to me. I guess it does.
Well, I mean, influential.
I'm saying that right now. We'd also love to know what you want to see us do for next year.
Yeah. What do we need to lean into?
Yeah, how are we going to branch out? How do you want us to branch out?
We're willing to try anything.
Especially if you donate some bottles. You can touch us through email. That's drepandstone@gmail.com. You can also get in touch with us through social media.
It's always one word, Drep and Stone, DREP and Stone. Find us, like us, and we'll like you right back.
Yeah, and if you want to help support the podcast, donate a bottle or maybe a couple pints on our Buy Me a Coffee page. It's buymeacoffee.com/drepandstone. You can also literally tell anyone. You see that person in line next to you at the grocery store? Take out your earbud and tell them about Drep and Stone. They'd love to hear about it.
Ask them to take out their earbud.
Well, and then you give them your earbud. So like you're exchanging, I don't know.
Exchanging earwax.
that doesn't sound good. Well, do what you can. And you can also rate us wherever it is you find great podcasts, including Kyle. Spotify just added a new rating system.
Ooh.
I know.
What is it? Is it stars?
It's stars. It's stars.
5 stars.
5 stars. So go everywhere that you listen to the Drep and Stone podcast and 5-star it up.
Especially Spotify.
Sure. Why not?
They're a big one.
Hey, buddy. May your glass overflow.
Your ass never show. Cheers, buddy.
Cheers.
Overalls, no shirt.
No shirt. Boiling hot sugar liquid.
Yeah,
like,
just woo.
Do you listen to our podcast?
I do.
Okay. So this past year.
Pasture.
Right there. That scared me a little bit.
I think I just pooped my pants. Like something just is about to explode.
We haven't had anything to drink.
What are we doing? We've never done this before.
Not again.
Put that down.
Flunk.
Influencers are us.
Sounds good.
You see that coyote over there?
What do you get? Plastic.
I get clean plastic.
Here's to another great year of Drep and Stone.
Indeed, buddy.